I have a theory about Matt Canada. He's still in Pittsburgh. Last report was from Mark Caboli on Friday, who said, or Thursday maybe, that said that he's in the building. He's here. Doesn't know what that means. Do you think that he's here to stay? I'll let you know. I think the surprise news is coming in the next couple of days here.
So I've always maintained a Matt Canada is staying posture. Not necessarily because I think he's a fantastic offensive coordinator or anything, but more just the situation.
Yeah.
I think the timing of what he did this season and how he did it, I think he bought himself a little bit more time, and I think just the way the Steelers behave, that's how it's going to end up. But I'm keeping an open mind while maintaining a Matt Canada stays posture, I guess.
So I get that. I think that I'm on the same boat. I believe that there's a part of me that says Matt Canada is here to stay, at least for another season. I don't know how deserved it is, but it's what the Steelers have to say about it. I will say this. There was a countdown. Everybody started pointing out the 4 days. I think me and you talked about it. The 4 days of Randy Fichtner before he was fired, when he was fired. We're now well over 4 days. But no action's happening yet in the NFL. You know, like we're looking at this situation and we're just saying, okay, well, all these guys are already fired. All these guys are on the open market. Maybe the Steelers aren't going to do anything because everybody else already has. Well, Mike Tomlin made it very known in his press conference. He said it straight up. We are going to move slower than most teams in the league. Okay, that's okay. You're still going to hit a point where it's kind of like over the ledge and you're like, okay, you know, we've waited too long. Nothing's going to happen. The Steelers are going to make a move, are going to stick with Matt Canada. But at the same time, they haven't said that they're going to stick with Matt Canada. And I think that's significant. And I think it's significant because I think the first wave of interviews happens on Tuesday, like real in-person interviews happen on Tuesday. I don't think the Steelers want to be involved there. I think they want to see what happens and then play it by ear from there. So I could see Matt Canada's job being gone Wednesday, Thursday, after that first wave kind of settles, guys get jobs elsewhere, and then they see, okay, well, look, everybody's gone. There's nobody worth grabbing right now. We're keeping Matt Canada. Or they'll say, okay, all these guys are still available. We still got some big names. Our top targets are still on the board. Matt's gone. That's my thought there.
I really agree with that. Like there are still a bunch of other shoes that have to drop before the Steelers kind of have a full array of candidates to choose from. Like Cliff Kingsbury hasn't been fired yet, right?
He has. Cliff Kingsbury.
Oh, he has? Okay.
Yeah, because Flores interviewed for the job.
Oh, that's right. Well, still, there's like a bunch of other kind of dominoes that have to fall before the Steelers kind of know who's actually within range and who's not. Like I know the Eagles candidate, both Eagles coordinators they've already interviewed for big jobs and they've still got probably a long playoff run ahead of them. Like there are lots of people who need to still finish this season, figure out before they figure out what they're doing next season. So I completely buy that. I think that's a good move by the Steelers to kind of play it slow. Because whether fans like it or not, they've got something to fall back on, or someone to fall back on. And you don't kind of want to burn a bridge before you actually know what you're going to get into.
3, 2, 1. Happy New Year from our friends over at Manscaped. The ball has officially dropped, but that doesn't mean you have to drop the ball on your balls in 2023. Whether you had a bad New Year's kiss or not, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming have you covered from your much-needed resolution, bringing sexy back. Join the 7 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use our code STEELERS20 for 20% off and free shipping. Let us have a toast for the new year and new you and a new you with no pubes. It's a New Year's, new balls with the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming. This year, take your package to the next level with their Performance Package 4.0 and other premium wet goods. Inside the Performance Package 4.0, you'll find the Signature Lawnmower 4.0. The advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts and nicks on your delicate parts. It also comes equipped with a 4000K LED spotlight that will shine a light to the promised land 2023 looks to be. A grooming routine isn't complete without applying Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver before showing off your 2023 self. These unique formulations take care of the smelliest parts of your body and are a good boost to your confidence bringing in to the new year. To complete the set, Manscaped threw in their Shed travel bag and anti-chafing boxer briefs as a free gift to keep all your goodies stored comfortably. If you really want to make 2023 the year to remember, make sure to try out Manscaped's wet goods as well. This includes the Ultra Premium Body Wash, 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, and body deodorant. These products are the absolute perfect follow-up after your new year gym session. Cheers to new balls in 2023. Get 20% off with free shipping with our code Steelers20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com. And all you have to do is use our code Steelers20. Time to feel sexy and free this 2023 with Manscaped.
Before you find your next bridge, I guess.
Exactly. That's my thought here is the Steelers are not going to overreact to anything because like you said, like we started this conversation, Matt Canada bought himself time. Is that time a week? Maybe. But it's enough time for the Steelers to say, we have to have a plan in place moving forward before we're willing to get rid of Matt Canada because they're not by no means, they follow a process, you know? When it came to Randy Fichtner, they got rid of Randy Fichtner because they knew Matt Canada was the next guy. They're not going to get rid of Matt Canada and say, okay, well, we'll just go test the waters and see who's out there and figure out our next step from there. No, they're going to have a plan in place. They're going to have a list of candidates, and they probably already do have a list of candidates. But they're going to have a list of guys that they say, okay, he's first, he's second, he's third. They've all done things already. We're still moving very slowly. Let's see who gets a job this week. We'll move on from there. And also, like you said, there's guys that are still in season. Like there's a whole playoffs yet to be played. And a lot of those guys on those teams are going to start interviewing and having bigger opportunities after the season ends, after their season ends. And the Steelers could take advantage of that. So I just think it's way too early to start freaking out about Matt Canada because like, and yeah, me and you have like to a degree
freaked out about Matt Canada,
but like, I think that the Steelers are going to take it so slow that they're going to make everybody just live on that suspense line for as long as humanly possible. But if it was up to me, I mean, if you had to take, if I had to make a bet right now, I'm saying that Matt Canada's job is maybe 30% safe heading into week 2 of the offseason. And after Tuesday, that'll adjust accordingly.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I lean a little bit more that it's like more safe now versus after Tuesday. Well, I guess I could see. I see your argument. Yeah. It's it is. I agree. It's a smart move by the Steelers. It's the prudent move. Yeah, and Matt Canada just wasn't bad enough, I think, for you to just completely jump ship right away. This wasn't like, I don't know. I feel like if he was really that bad, they would have ditched him during the season.
Yeah,
they wouldn't have waited this long. So do you think they're comfortable going into next season with Matt Canada as their offensive coordinator for another year, or do you think that's kind of the last resort?
I don't think it's last resort, but I think that comfortable is a tough word because I think they're comfortable enough to say we need to have somebody. I think the thing is, where is their bar? That's the important question. Is like their bar is probably proven guy. You know what I'm saying? Like not a risk. Right. I feel like Matt Canada was a risk coming into the league. He had no offensive coordinator experience in the NFL. You know, they really just took a flanker on this guy and said, hey, is it going to work? Is it not going to work? We feel like it's gonna. I feel like their next one's like, we're pretty positive this guy's going to work out in the NFL.
Yeah.
And we're going to grab that guy. Maybe that's a Frank Reich, or maybe that's a Cliff Kingsbury, or maybe that's a quarterback's coach somewhere. But I think that their bar is like, we already are pretty certain that this guy's going to work. And if there's one of those guys available, I would say then they don't feel comfortable with Matt Canada. But if there's none of them, then they'll look at it and say, well, Matt Canada didn't do well, but we finished 9-8 and the offense looked okay at the end of the season. So at least we know, like, the floor, where the floor is. At least they know where the floor is, you know, and they're not going to go below that. And they don't want to go below that. You know, there's all those, there's a lot of nonsense about like you keep Matt Canada to protect Kenny Pickett. No, you keep Matt Canada because you don't want the offense's floor to drop, and you understand where it is with Matt Canada. So you're going to either go higher or you're going to stay the same. And I think that's the Steelers' philosophy.
Yeah. They're not just like to the point about, you know, Matt Canada wasn't bad enough for you to jump ship immediately. Like they're not just going to reach for a guy. You know, they don't just need a filler at this position. They want to make sure they're getting a guaranteed upgrade over Matt Canada. And that is not a guarantee. You know, that's not just you can grab a dude off the street and get someone better than Matt Canada. You've got to actually make a move.
Yeah, exactly. Matt Canada is the filler. You know, they if they're going to keep a filler, it's going to be Matt Canada, no doubt.